back with you today to show you some more quick and easy face painting tips. Today we are going to be doing a unicorn face paint. So we're going to need to start off with our colours, which today are black, white and a pink face paint. We're also going to need our trusted pointy brush. To start with, we're going to need to wet our brush and go straight into our white paint. Now, making sure your brush is nice and covered, we are going to start in the centre of our face to make our unicorn horn. And I'm going to turn my brush this way round and stamp in between both of my eyebrows. Moving up those edges for you guys. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to carry on all the way up, right to a point, getting smaller as we go. So here's my second layer, and another one. Now I like to flip my brush around here, get smaller, smaller, smaller. Ooh. Fix that little gap. So that is the base of our unicorn horn. Now what we're going to do is go back into our white colour. From about halfway along my eyebrows, I'm going to go up and then curve around the side of my face. I'm going to do the same with the other side, up and then curve around the side of my face, giving me my unicorn ears. Thicken those lines up a little bit if you need to, and then back into your white paint. I'm going to do some flicks at the side, so we're going to go flick up, flick down, a bit more paint, and we're going to flick all the way around and do a little spiral on your cheek. And a little bit more paint. I'm going to do exactly the same on the other side. So I'm going to flick up, flick down, and then spiral around on my cheek. So the next part we need to do is fill in our ears. So I'm going to wash off my brush and go into my pink paint. I'm going to fill in this part here. So we're going to fill in right up to those white lines, pushing your brush. Doesn't matter if you go over the edges, your paints will just blend together nicely. Filling it down to the top of my eyebrow and then filling the space in entirely. You're going to repeat this step on the other side, covering your brush in pink paint, following your white lines around the side and then fill in the centre. Now while there's pink paint on my brush, I like to go back in and just add a little bit of pink to my unicorn horn. Stick it from the bottom along the edges. Just a little bit goes a long way. That bottom bit. So from here what I'm going to do is wash back off my brush and go back into my white paint. I'm then going to use our split brush technique by taking my pink paint and dipping just the tip in. This is going to create half the brush to be loaded with pink and half the brush to be loaded with white. And then if you haven't seen before, this will create, excuse the messy hands, a split brush petal when you press your brush flat. So I'm going to do a couple of these on the underside of my eye, just to pull the face paint together. I'm going to do the same on the other side, so back into my white, back into my pink. A few dots under the eye to give me a very cute under eye petal look to go with our lovely mystical unicorn. Now if you want, you can do a couple up the top as well. Just don't go too close to your eyes. Now from here we're going to use our black paint. Now guys, be careful, okay, because black paint isn't very forgiving when it comes to face paint. So I like to use a much smaller brush. It's my little pointer brush. Now this is a Snazaroo brush itself, and you get these with most packets of Snazaroos that you buy. I'm going to load my brush up with our black paint, and I only want to use very little amounts of my black paint just to fill in the gaps I've created. Just flicking our brush up and out away from the eyes, never towards your eyes. Same on the other side, filling up those gaps. Awesome. If you want, you can take your black brush and circle on the inside of your ones that you drew earlier. Same with these ones, flick up, flick down, and then back onto this side. Now we're going to do the same for around the ears, so this time you're going to have to be super careful. Take your brush, load it back up with the black. Oh, how did that get there? Now what we're going to do, take this right from that point, pull it up, take your brush away, put it back, and curve around the side of that here. Do the same on the other side. Place your brush, pull it all the way up, take it off, load the brush back up and place more around the outside, just like that. Now I'm doing this in my webcam, so I'm sure you guys will get a much crisper and cleaner effect if you're painting each other or even trying to paint yourself. Now this is my standard unicorn look, and I like to add some flowers at this point. So I'm going to go back with my big brush, dip it back into my white, and we're going to do the same split brush technique. Now you don't have to just use pink and whites, you can use any colours. I like to start with whites because it's nice and light, but for the split colours or any of the inside of the ears or the highlights, you can pick any colour you fancy. So I'm going to load my brush back up, making sure that there is just pink on the tip and white everywhere else. And I'm going to come in over these lines with some flowers to really make your face paint pop. So I've used my split brush technique, and I'm going to place the brush down. 1 petal, 2, 3, 4, 5. And just like that you have a pretty little summer flower. So I'm going to dot a couple of more of these around. Now don't feel like you've got to do a full flower, it looks just as pretty if you just do a few dots poking out from beside the ears. Maybe a few more down here. I think 1 or 2 more. This look will be completed. Maybe one over here to cover up some of the harsh blackness that we created. Maybe just a few dots in the corners. And I like to run my brush down the centre of my nose with the split brush technique. So taking it all covered in white, dipping it into the pink, and bringing it down the bridge of your nose, right down the centre. Now if you want, you can add your very own unicorn nose to this as well. So I'm going to wash off my larger brush and go straight into the black paint. Now we always use the black parts last on our larger brushes because they're quite hard to clean off, and you don't want to have to be cleaning off black paint to dip straight into the white because you'll get grey. So here is my black brush completely covered, and we're just going to cover the tip of my nose. See if you can do it without giggling, it's extremely ticklish. Cover up all the way around, giving myself our unicorn nose. Go underneath a little bit if you want. Oh, so ticklish. And run your back brush right down the centre. Now of course you can add a ton of glitter to this, you can go crazy, strip it right back, anything that you fancy. But this is my completed unicorn look. Thank you so much for joining me this time, and I hope you're back next time for more fabulous face paints with me, Toxi. I'll see you soon guys, bye everyone!